Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so y'all know what that means in the community. It is our Hidden Gem segment, and we are excited because we've been off for a week. Everybody's been eating turkey, celebrating family, and just enjoying the good life. The weather is changing, not only here in the Bay Area, but across the country. And it is the ending of the last Tuesday Hidden Gem show of this month, the ending of Men's Health Month. It's been a great month. So much stuff is going on. I'm excited. I was going through my health challenges this month. My blood pressure was out of the roof. People were saying, Bishop, sit down, lay down, relax. Hey, y'all know I'm going to get up and keep going for the people. I've been out laying low, taking it easy, trying to listen to the doctors, but also trying to make sure that we bless and impact the community. I know y'all been seeing me. I've been moving around a little bit. I'm moving like a turtle a little bit now, but I've been out blessing the people, making sure that the community is uplifted. Tomorrow, we got an amazing event going on with the Dreamkeeper Initiative at City Hall. So community, come out. Listen to what's going on, get some of the updates, see how you can connect it. There's a lot of resources going out to folks in the city. Make sure you come to San Francisco City Hall. We'll be in the North Light courtroom from 5:30 to 7:30. There's going to be food. There's going to be some amazing folks out there. For all the folks who've been trying to get updated to information, this is a great in-person event. So I hope to see you all out there. I'll be out there. I'll be moving around, checking out, seeing what's going on. We'll be streaming live, so you guys can check it out. For the folks who can't make it, we'll be streaming live out at the event. Tonight, my brother Mark, I know he's out in the Virgin Islands getting some of that nice sun and looking at the blue ocean. The Voice will be out this week, taking care of business. He's down in the Virgin Islands having a good time. So I know he's enjoying himself. To The Voice, we see you, brother. I see you all over there living a good life, man. We out here slaving in the code. I don't know, but we're here. It'll be a great week. Mark will be back, but The Voice is out and enjoying himself and taking care of business as usual. But with that being said, Sister Io, the queen of the platform, you here? What's going on? How was your Thanksgiving? Talk to the people.
I had an amazing Thanksgiving, actually. We got to go out into the community and volunteer and, give back to the community with helping to feed the unhoused. It was an amazing event. And I had a really relaxed Thanksgiving. I stayed at home, me and my two boys, and it was perfect. It was perfect. A much needed off week. I was busy at work, but still we had a much needed off week just to decompress and be still. I'm very, very excited about this show this evening. These are two guests that I have been trying to get on for the longest, and they have so much great information and products to share with the community. So I'm ready to get the show started.
Yeah, thank you. And it was great to serve the community with you and some of our other both sides of the conversation team with Glide. What a phenomenal event. Ayo, I know you must hit like 50,000 uh, extra followers. Everybody's calling me. I see Ayo on the news. What's going on? You just all over the place now. You famous, okay? People call me all on the East Coast. I just see the news story, which I don't know who shared it, but it's all out there. But it was great to be able to serve the people with you all here at our both sides of the conversation team. Always want to uplift our team for the amazing work, the dedication. These amazing folks give up so much to make sure our community is impacted. And we are excited in community. There's a lot of information that's going to be coming out in our newsletter as we step into next month, as we get ready for our bowling event. There's a number of opportunities for folks to volunteer. There's, a lot of things that's coming up for our young people, our essay contest signups. We're going to start getting our reservations ready for folks that want to come out. I got to get a lot of information, okay, community? This is a lot, okay? This is our third annual bowling event. It's going to be a big one, okay? We'll try to make this bigger than all of the ones combined. For all the folks, please do your best to sign up early, register. I got to get a lot of information. We're going to be providing some coaches for folks to get bused to the event. There's a lot of things going on, okay? There's a lot of moving parts. Be patient, okay? After the New Year's, when I come back off this break, the bishop is going to be in high demand, okay? There's going to be a lot of things happening, but we're going to keep pushing forward and make sure things are happening. So be patient, community. A lot of information to all of the folks who've been texting me, emailing me over the holiday about the Bayview Collaborative. Folks, we are getting the information. It's looking like we will probably push this till after the New Year's. There's just so much going on. There's so many information, trying to organize. Plus, in the middle middle of doing our event. So just be patient, community. Get all your thoughts, all the kind of questions and concerns you have ready as we get ready to vamp up and organize and mobilize our community as we start kicking off this New Year's in 2024. There's going to be a lot of open doors, a lot of things happening. Election season is happening. Folks got to get out, do their civic duty. We're going to be doing our part here at both sides of the conversation to make sure folks are getting registered to vote, getting folks out to the right places, make your voices heard this season. And, just excited about all of that. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump through some of this news. This weekend, as we know, it's Thanksgiving family times. A lot of tragedy took place over this weekend. Over 257 people arrested for DUI. It's very terrible, community. As many years we talk about driving while under the influence, this year was another high number of folks being arrested, cited for DUI here in the Bay Area. Again, the adults of the community, we got to do a better job to lead community by example. Also, there was a 5-year-old girl and a 50-year-old grandfather who passed away, got swept away out in the ocean in Half Moon Bay. Very, very tragic stuff. Community, while you out this holiday season, I know folks are hiking, doing different things. Be mindful of your surrounding as the weather is changing. The rain is down. There's potholes, different things. Be careful of your surroundings. Very tragic story. But again, these things happen. But while we out, please, community, be safe. And just be mindful. Also, we got a severe storm coming in early next week as temperatures across the Bay Area are dropping. I don't know where you all are at around the Bay Area. It's already been in the 40s and 50s and 30s in some parts of the Bay Area. People are waking up, seeing black ice on the ground, definitely ice on their vehicles and things of that nature. Please, community, do your part to make sure you bring your pets in as temperatures are dropping, and just be mindful. Stay warm out there. And don't forget about our unhoused folks while you are out. Don't be ashamed to buy somebody some hot chocolate or tea or give away some old clothing and things that you have to help support our community as folks are being impacted. And very tragic news as we approach the month of December on the 15th. There's another 10,000 people that are supposed to be evicted from the victim moratorium that's been going place. And it's just tragic right before Christmas time. So many folks are going to be evicted. And, a lot of houseless folks, a lot of things happening. So for folks out there complaining, for folks out there who feel like, oh, the end of the world, just understand, if you have a light roof over your head, it's not so bad out there. Some folks are going to be evicted in the next couple of weeks. So again, keep those folks in your prayer. Continue to do your part, community. This holiday season, there's a number of coat drives going around, things happening. Do your part to impact community, as we will here at both sides of the conversation. And then lastly, 44 or 41 rescue workers that were trapped in India. Fani was removed today from being trapped under there. So God bless those folks. That's something to celebrate. There was a number of hostages that were released in the Israel war and Gaza war that's going on. So I know there's some happy families there as we continue to do our part here in community to uplift those families. And folks, let's all do our part. Again, we got a lot of work to do when we talk about this violence and gun violence in our community. Too many shootings, too many things happening in our community. Our young folks are being impacted, and we got work to do. So community, let's come together. Let's do our part to make sure that we're impacting community this holiday season. Give back, do something for someone else, be a change maker, be a difference maker this holiday season. It is the season of giving. And tonight, what a way to start off. Tonight is Giving Tuesday. For all the folks out there, go spend some money, make a donation, help an organization. There's so many folks out there that need support. And if you have it in your heart, you want to give back, maybe you don't have the time, maybe you don't have the skill sets that you feel, you can always donate, make cash donation, help nonprofits across this country as folks are needing help, as the economy, the economic pressures that's going on in our communities right now are at an all-time high. More and more folks are being laid off. Another 12,000 jobs predicted to be lost here in the Bay Area. So again, community, let's do our part. Folks need help. If you have job openings, you have resources, please make sure you get them to us so that we can get them out to our community folks to help support them. With that being said, enough of the bishop. My blood pressure is raised. I don't want to pass out tonight on the first show back. Ahio, go ahead and get into the event. Let the people know what's going on across the city.
We can't have that. SFHRC Dreamkeeper Initiative invites you to the Dreamkeeper Town Hall for the opportunity to share feedback and hear updates about city department endeavors. Held Wednesday, November 29th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the San Francisco City Hall North Light Court. Dinner will be provided. Visit the farmers market located at the Southeast Community Center at 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco every Thursday now through November 30th, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They accept cash, debit, and EBT. Mackey's Corner presents Xmas on December 3rd from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Food, dance, Black Santa, and presents. This event is to celebrate those who have been impacted by suicide. You must register to attend. SFNAACP celebrates 95 years of service at the annual Freedom Fund Gala, December 1st at the Hyatt Regency Grand Ballroom located at 5 Embarcadero Center in San Francisco. Single tickets are $150 and tables of 10 are $1,500. Please register at the link below. The Black Female Project is hosting Invest in You, a transformative leadership program, December 1st and 2nd via Zoom with Charmaine McClare. Use coupon code WINNING2023 for $1,000 off. Join the A. Philip Randolph Institute, Resilient Bayview, the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, and the SFDPH to celebrate Resilient Bayview's 10th anniversary at the Southeast Community Center Alex Pitchers Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesday, December 5th. Seating is limited, so please RSVP. Come out to the legendary Peacock Lounge in Gold Room to celebrate jazz singer Terry Adobe on December 8th. Doors will open at 6 p.m. and the show will start at 7 p.m. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the doors. For tickets, follow the link. OMI Cultural Participation Projects, The Lion King, Friday, December 8th, 7:30 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater, 1192 Market Street in San Francisco. Walters Wellness Group invites you to the Restorative Retreat on December 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a one-day retreat where a team of expert facilitators led by Dr. Kathia Walters will guide you through a transformational experience designed to help you get into your body and quiet your mind. For more information, please register at the link below. Dogs Clubs presents a holiday hoops basketball tournament for boys and girls 3rd through 8th grade. Register your school or club team for $325 with a 3-game guarantee. The tournament will be held at San Francisco City College. The San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee cordially invites you to be a part of the conversations every second Monday in 2023. You may attend in person at City Hall located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlett Place or online by registering at the link below. Dreamkeeper San Francisco invites you to join us for community updates every 3rd Wednesday in 2023. These meetings are open to the public via Zoom. For more information and meeting links, please see the site below. As part of their fall exhibitions, the St. Joseph's Art Society features works by visual artist Christopher Birch in Traversing on Geographics, Blade and Bone, now through Friday, December 15th, at 1401 Howard Street in San Francisco. The community welcomes you to the 2nd annual Holiday Night Market and Block Party on Friday, December 15th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Black in 1567 Fillmore Street, that's in San Francisco. There will be food trucks, vendors, Kids Wonderland, and more. Join CityWorks this upcoming summer for a paid internship opportunity in fields such as architecture, finance, marketing, medical, and more. Eligible for current high school seniors and college students from San Francisco Southeast neighborhoods. Applicants are due December 15th at the link below. Wu Yi presents the Holiday Pajama Jam for the Bottles and Blankets Pantry on Saturday, December 16th, 2023, from 1 to 4 p.m. at 4900 3rd Street in San Francisco. Experience a winter wonderland at the Ruth Williams Opera House on Saturday, December 16th, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 4705 3rd Street in San Francisco. Come out to the Lorraine Hansberry's Theater's 2023 to 2024 season, starting with A Soulful Christmas, a holiday concert with performances Thursday through Sunday, December 14th through the 17th at the Fort Mason Center for Arts and Culture. Tickets are on sale now. Register your school's team for F.R. Sawyer Academy's Holiday Hoops Basketball Invitational for boys and girls 5th through 8th grade. The tournament starts December 21st through the 23rd, located at St. Ignatius College Prep, 2001 37th Avenue in San Francisco. The Village Projects presents the 2023 Kwanzaa celebration on Friday, December 29th from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Minnie and Lovey Ward Rec Center. This event is free to the public. OMI Cultural Participation Project, The Wiz, Saturday, January 27th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. at the Golden Gate Theater, 1 Taylor Street in San Francisco. The African American Arts and Culture Complex invites you to the Season of Black Art inaugural event, introducing the October 23 through 24, February 24 season at the AAACC, kicking off a captivating celebration of Black creativity and culture with special guests and performers. Into Action announces the Black Culture Preservation Mini Grant Cycle 3. Opening January 25th and closing February 26, 2024, from March 1st through May 31st, 2024, you can get up to $9,500 in funding for Black cultural preservation events in Tenderloin, Lakeview, Sunnydale, Visitation Valley, and OMI. DKI announces the Senior Home Repair Program with up to a $50,000 forgivable loan to low to moderate income seniors and or disabled homeowners residing in the historical distressed and underserved neighborhoods in San Francisco. San Francisco Human Rights Commission has a bi-monthly commission meeting on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the San Francisco City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. Fathers to Founders hosts child support clinics every Tuesday and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 232 6th Street. Receive essential guidance on child support debt reduction, resolving driver's license holds, pursuing custody of your children, and establishing visitation rights. For clinic appointments, call the number below. The Dreamkeeper announces the Down Payment Assistance Loan Program. You could receive up to $500,000 for down payment assistance, up to $30,000 for closing costs, and connect with housing counselors, lenders, and realtors. For more information, please click the link below. Walters Wellness Group invites you to Sip and Paint Center every first, third, and fifth Friday, where you can unwind and set the tone for your weekend. Fueled by tea, creativity, and grounding, hosted by Dr. Kathia Walters and the Walters Wellness Group. Join Fathers to Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined Therapy Group sessions, held every Tuesday night, 6 to 7:30 p.m., ongoing beginning October 24th, at 232 6th Street in San Francisco. There will be food served at each session. APRI is hosting the youth workshops, offering job referrals, resume building, skill building, internships, professional networking, and community service hours at 1301 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. To schedule a Zoom or phone appointment, please see the link below. Come out to the Fillmore's Friday Night Market every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner for live music, barbecue, soul food, frozen desserts, retail vendors, games for kids, a Domino's tournament, prizes, and entertainment. Vendor booths are available. The new vaccination sites offers the COVID-19 booster and monkeypox antiviral pill treatment. Thursdays, 1 to 5 p.m. at 330 Ellis Street, as well as Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. at 1221 Mission Street in San Francisco. The community living room open all day, Monday through Friday, breakfast from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and grab-and-go lunches from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at City of Hope Cafe, 750 Ellis Street in San Francisco. The San Francisco Office of Financial Empowerment announces Smart Money Coaching, which provides free, confidential one-on-one financial guidance. The program is available to anyone living, working, or receiving services in San Francisco in English or Spanish, with additional translation services as requested. The Bayview Collective and BSOTC are calling all Bayview community members to help shape the future of our community together. The Bayview Collective is conducting a survey to tap into the heart of our district. Your insights will directly influence the initiatives we undertake to enhance the quality of life in our vibrant community. Take the survey at the link below. Be a mentor in San Francisco Unified School District. Join San Francisco Unified School District school-based mentoring program, Mentoring for Success. Sign up to be a volunteer as an individual and or group mentor district-wide. BSOTC is calling on all conscious individuals and organizations to sponsor our 3rd annual African American History bowling event and award ceremony. The award ceremony will be held on February 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. and the bowling event will be hosted on February 25th, 2024 from 2 to 5 p.m. For more information on sponsorship, please see the link below. BSOTC needs your skill and ability to engage youth. We are looking for community members to participate in basketball and recreational activities and mentor youth on Saturdays at the San Francisco Juvenile Detention Center. Stipends will be paid. For more information, please see our link below. Would you like to promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact? Sign up for our Hidden Gem show. Share your expertise on Educational Thursdays and or be a panelist on our Sundays conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. BSOTC welcomes individuals who are interested in giving back to their community to join us as volunteers. We value the positive impact volunteers can make and invite you to be part of our mission to uplift and support our community. BSOTC kindly requests your invaluable support for our podcast and community engagement endeavors. We cordially invite you to explore any of our donation links, as your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. We would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and its support for BSOTC's programming. The Dreamkeeper Initiative amplifies the voices of and invests in San Francisco's diverse Black communities to reform public safety and address structural inequities in San Francisco. To learn more, see the link below. Please join us this Thursday for our Educational Thursday on November 30th at 8 p.m. for consistency through mindfulness practices. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Ayo, for getting through all of those events. Community, thank you for being patient, okay? I just want to say, because of all those announcements, I got to call 4 people who've been listening to our announcement, was able to locate some jobs and some other resources. So again, that's the great work to make sure we get the information out to the community, connect those resources and intersections together so that we can help impact our community. With that being said, no further ado, enough of us. It's time to bring up our first Hidden Gem. She's coming here fighting it, okay? Feeling unwell and all the good stuff, but she is here. She's going to talk to us about some very, very important stuff. See, we've been trying to get her on for a minute, and look how God worked. We got to hear Miss Marquita. Welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation, Queen. Come on and talk about that jam. I need some grape jam, okay?
First of all, John, don't be telling people my business. I'm over here trying to pump my energy up so you won't know that I'm sick, and you just gonna put me on full blast, sir. So thank you so much for that. Thank you guys for the introduction. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Marquita. I'm the owner of That's My Jam Company. We are a low sugar, pectin-free jam company. All of the flavor notes have been designed for not just your bread and toast, but for cooking, baking, and cocktail making. And that's what really sets us apart. Uh-oh, did I lose you guys?
No, we still can see.
Oh, okay. I lost y'all. I don't see nobody's face. But if you can see me, I'm talking to myself. Okay, you're back. Sorry about that. So all of the flavor notes are designed for cooking, baking, and cocktail making. That's really what sets us apart. So our jams are looser in texture because they're pectin free. And yeah, I'm in East Oakland, born and raised, and I produce the jams here in Oakland, California. And so, yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for being here. I got to first talk about who inspired you, right? Because, this is like a lost art. When I heard the whole jam and what you were doing, see, my mom used to do the homemade bread and jelly. And, it takes an art to get all that in a nice white sheet and squeeze it. But how do you do it without the sugar now? I'm talking one little word because I need some sweetness in my jelly.
Okay. So I'm not jelly. Let's be clear. So jelly is literally just juice and sugar. And oftentimes that juice is just fruit concentrated. It's no real substance to it. So I'm jam, and jam has to be majority of fruit before sugar. So that's already it. How do I get it to be sweet? Well, let's talk. Fruit is already sweet. So we're already eating something that doesn't need a lot of sugar. I started this product in 2020 when all of us were at home. All of us had to stand in a grocery store. It was 6 feet, distance, 8 feet between, the person in front of you. And I just said, I'm not doing that. So I'm a country girl at heart. I don't know how this East Oakland girl is a country girl at heart, but I am. And I drove my butt out to the farm. They were having strawberries. They had pints of strawberries on sale for $1. And the greedy spirit took over me. I took all the strawberries. I had a back seat full of strawberries. I wish I had known to take a picture. It was in the middle of a heat wave. I didn't know what I was going to do with these strawberries. Somebody said, make jam. And so I started researching recipes, and that's how I found out how much sugar goes into jam. And I should say commercial jam. In some instances, the recipes are literally 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of fruit. And fruit, again, is already sweet. And our community already has an issue with sugar. And so that's how I came about. Once I found out that if I took the pectin out of the product, I can lower the sugar and I can produce something more flavorful and less sweet. And that's how I came about.
Wow, that's very amazing. So, growing up in Oakland, being out there in Oakland, there's a food apartheid when it comes to Black communities all across this country. To keep fruit organic and to move fruit and produce is a very challenging thing. How do you keep going during the different seasons? And then how do you change that narrative? Because, we're trying to educate our community to eat healthy, eat more organic fruits and vegetables. How do you keep that narrative going and how do you keep your stuff on top of the grade on everybody else that's doing this in this business?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think one, just me being present. One of the top questions that I get is people are always surprised to find out that I'm making jam. They're like, you're too young to be making jam. So we're already having a conversation about that. Then they're asking me, what is pectin? And we're having conversations about what pectin is, how to lower sugar. So just by me being present, by my face and my story being what it is, I'm already educating people to really kind of question what they're intaking, really kind of question the sugar levels that they're happening and, the products that we're buying on our shelves, go back and read the labels and see what's on there. But in terms of, food in our communities, that's a big part of my story. Things happen to you throughout your life and you don't really realize that seeds were planted a long time ago. But my grandparents, they migrated from Albany and Cuthbert, Georgia. And there's this famous story in my family about how my grandfather, he planted a whole bunch of grass. He was into landscaping. And my great grandmother was, you can't eat that. You need to start planting something else. So he started planting all of this fruit. And in my young mind, I was like, oh, we'll just never be hungry because my grandfather can plant and grow food. That's his magical power. This man grows food. And so those seeds were planted in me when I was younger. Hence probably why I'm such a country girl at heart. But having those skills, being able to pass that down, teaching people how to preserve their food, how to, to can it, how to, pick it, how to grow it. That's really where I show up in the conversation.
What I really appreciate, like you said, when you read your labels you can pronounce you can pronounce and understand everything that's going in. I rave about your product. I'm a little bit of a groupie. That's my jam.
You're just family. You're not groupie. You're family.
Right? But explain how you said, it is so much more than just a jam. And considering that you don't put all the preservatives and things like that, I found that the shelf life and extending it to, like, I've put it in making my homemade barbecue sauce, making my glaze for my salmon, doing roasted vegetables and drizzling, especially the peach cobbler one. You guys, please go out and get that, please. The carrot cake one, it tastes like you can just eat it right out the jar, no joke. But each and every flavor adds a little something different. And the fact that you don't use the preservatives, how is it that you're able to produce mass food and jams like this when developing your product? What really geared it for you to not add all those additives and preservatives and things like that?
Well, the very honest answer to your question, I had all these strawberries that it was in the middle of a heat wave I had to do something with. And I didn't have no pectin in my cabinet. I didn't even really know what that was. And so once I asked my mother, can I process this jam without pectin? And she said, yeah. And I was like, oh, so I could just get rid of all these other recipes and I could just do my own. And so I started studying that. And so how do I get it to shelf stabilize? Well, think about it. Like, our grandparents didn't have a whole bunch of preservatives in their food, and that stuff sat on the shelf in those candy jars for years, right? So it's kind of like, if we have to kind of rethink again, like, how we're preserving our food, why are we putting certain additives in it? Is it really necessary? Is there a way to do it in a natural way? And so once again, like, I didn't have no pectin, I had to figure that out. And so it kind of flipped me over into the food scientist and trying to discover, like, how do I, make the food last naturally without any other additives. And so that's kind of how that came about.
So how long could they last in those jars? How long could a batch go for in one of those jars?
Listen, grandma used to have that stuff on the shelf for years, okay? She would open them cans of peaches 2-3 years later. For me, it's a year. That's my appropriate answer. It can stay in a cool, dry shelf area for a year. And then once you open it, it's 3 to 4 weeks in the refrigerator.
They don't last that long though. Once you open them, you're like, oh my God. Like, I'm no joking. My first two, like, how many did I buy that day? I don't remember. First couple, they went so fast. Like, I was just finding things to do with them. Like, okay, like, when I tell you, I was like, I'm about to eat this out the jar because it's that good. They don't last. Once you, like they say, once you pop, you can't stop. No joke. So I have a question. Do you have a farm or a garden where you, produce your own fruits and things like that?
That's the ultimate goal. This country girl wants a piece of land where I can grow and employ people, and we have this whole, family ecosystem. But for right now, I work with local farmers through a third-party organization, and so that's where I get all of my fruit. They are locally produced.
Well, we got a couple questions from folks in the community asking, do you use wine in any of your jams for adults?
That's a great question. Now, Serena, what you can do is you can take my jam and you can put it in champagne, and you can create you a cocktail from them. I have tried to play around with putting wines and different liqueurs in the jams, but because of the high temperature of the production, it's just going to burn it off and you're not going to taste it. So we flipped it. So you can make cocktails with the jam.
Right. I don't want my people in the county jail watching. Don't be making no Pruno, okay? We got one other question. What flavors do you offer, and do you ship your orders?
Yes, absolutely. I do. So on my website, you can order the flavors. I have 6 regular flavors. You're going to get a mixed berry cherry, which is going to be your traditional, like if you have kids, they just want a PB&J. That's probably the closest I'm going to give you to a PB&J is the mixed berry cherry. We have our peach cobbler. That is the most popular one. Some of the things I love to do with that is glaze it on salmon. It pairs really well with whiskey and rum. We have our blueberry lavender. That's our floral note. And so that's going to be your perfect breakfast jam. So it's going to complement your pancakes, your waffles. It's going to pair really well with your maple syrup. You can put it in a tea. I bake a lot with that one. Mango lemon's really popular too. It's for me, it's refreshing. It's like this burst of just lemon and flavorful. And I bake a lot with that one. We make salad dressings and vinaigrettes with that one. Again, cocktail making is perfect for that one. Sparkling lemonades. Mango masala is like my little wild card because you have typically the people who like to cook and are a little bit more adventurous like that one. It's going to be all your flavor notes of masala. So curry, turmeric, ginger, it's spicy. So it's more of a savory option that gets glazed on veggies, on proteins. I also like to put a little bit of coconut milk with it and make like this sauce for like protein and veggies. And then I'm trying to keep up with everything that I said. I also know that I have a fall flavor, so that's the carrot cake. It's all of the mixings of a carrot cake in an apple pear based jam. And then I just came out for the holidays. I came out with this smoked cranberry chutney. And so people are always like, what's chutney? It's a mixture of, veggies and fruit. But it's sweet, it's spicy, it's tart, it's really fun and interesting. So that's been popular for this season. And to answer the question, yes, I do ship. It's on the website. You can order from our website.
Wow. Now I see why they call you the Black Martha Stewart, okay? Y'all making me hungry. I don't know if I want to make pancakes or salmon tonight, but I'm going to have to figure it out. I got to get some jam. Ayo, send the jam over here. I need to put it on my pancakes. I don't know. But, we want to say, first of all, thank you. As you can see, our team has already supported you. I want to buy a case because I believe, as we approach the end of this year, as they say, we're in our last hours. I don't know. Something might happen. I think I need some jam tucked away in the cuts. I got 1 year with the jam community. We talk about eating better. Get some of this jam and make sure you support the queen because, again, it's all about us supporting each other. And again, as we're changing the narrative of how we eat and how we think about things, I want to go ahead and get me a couple jars and I want to store it and see for my year, maybe in the middle of the year when I'm in cooking mode. It's getting cold. I don't know if I want to cook anymore, but I want to try some of them jams and hook things up and check it out. But before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity as community to see your website, IG information going across the screen. Want to give you an opportunity to give any shout outs to any of the folks that help support you. Because I want them to allow you to say, you came on both sides of the camera. I was the one who gave you the inspiration. Go ahead and shout out some of those folks and let them know how to connect.
Oh my God, you're trying to get me in trouble. It's so many people. And that's one of the things that low key brings me to tears. I just be out here, trying to sell some jam. And I meet people just like I met you. And they're all so supportive. And so from the beginning, when I was working, and again, I made that batch of strawberry jam. I brought it to work. I sat at a table with 12 entrepreneurs, creatives. They all tasted it and they all was like, what are you about to do with this? So they even planted the seed to even make this a business. Every point of my journey, there's been people that have been supportive, that have opened doors for me. And so I'm not going to even dare name anybody. I will shout out, since you guys are San Francisco based, early on, Ezekwe Anderson from Rise Up, you just held up his biscuit mix. He was like one of my first collaborations. And that man sent me back to the kitchen and was like, nope, that's not right. He sent me back. He was like, you need to get your price up. I'm not even about to take advantage of you like that. Like, he really put me under his wing. And so in the collaboration, he's one of the reasons why we have a mango lemon, because he wanted something to go with his masala bread, his masala sourdough loaf. So I created that. And then in return, he created the biscuit mix with me. So San Francisco, you can get That's My Jam at the Rise Up farmers markets at their store. It's located there as well. So that's the one person I am going to shout out since he is in the city, but it's a whole bunch of y'all. And I'm very thankful for your support. I'm thankful for your feedback. Really humbled and grateful to be here. Thank you.
You know the trolls is coming for you. They be like, "How you gonna just say one person?" I'm telling you, you know it's coming. They gonna be saying, "How you forget about it?"
It's a whole bunch of people. I just said one person.
Well, shout out to everybody that helped support you, and thank you for standing on Black business and reciprocity as we continue to build reciprocity into the new years as we approach Kwanzaa, trying to make sure that our community understand it is important to build up the Black ecosystem and make sure that our dollars are being spent with each other, uplifting our businesses and making sure our folks get an opportunity to uplift. So again, thank you for being here. We go get some more jams. We'll get the community, get behind the community. The owner of That's My Jam. Get out there and get the jam. Go ahead. What you got to say, Marquis? Go ahead.
One more thing. San Francisco, I'm going to be in your city on December 9th. I'll be at the Foodwise Black Market. I think we're going to be inside. It's from 9 to 2. And I'll have, since it's the holidays, I have little miniature gift sets, and I just brought one real quick to show y'all. So it already comes wrapped up. You don't even have to do it. I even wrote you guys a little greeting card. You know, you ain't even got to do that. So that's done. And then when you open it, we have all the flavors of jam that I just spoke about. They come in these little mini size 1.5 ounce jars. And so you'll get the box. You'll get all the jams. It's the carrot cake, the smoked cranberry chutney, mango masala, peach cobbler, blueberry lavender, and mango lemon. And so I will have plenty of those on deck for you guys for the holiday season. So come say hi. And even if you don't buy, just come try and taste the jams and come say hi.
No, we're going to buy, okay? Community, we encourage you. This is Giving Tuesday. Community, give up some dollars. Go to the Black Market in the Fillmore. I'm going to have to pull up on you and get a couple of gifts and give it out.
No, at the Ferry Building.
Oh, you're at the Ferry Building. Okay, they got in the Black Market every Friday in the Fillmore too. Okay, so yeah, we have to come down to. Why you down at the Ferry Building? You supposed to go to the Fillmore where the Black folks is. You can't be selling Black products down at the.
I go where they invite me, and Foodwise has been very good to me. And so if they are at the Ferry Building, I will be at the Ferry Building. I will also go to Fillmore.
No, I was giving you a hard time, but it is great that you are down at the Ferry Building as our city and our mayor continues to fight to make sure that Black businesses get an opportunity to get the tourism money and making sure that Black spaces are all throughout the city to get some of the tourism dollars. So, you know, it's been a fight. Mega Black has been fighting to make sure that the Ferry Building is keeping Black vendors down there to help get some of that money. So shout out to all those amazing folks who's making that happen. And thank you for being resilient. And, you know, doing the work that you're doing to keep uplifting. And we appreciate you. And we definitely support you here at both sides of the conversation because that's what we do.
Thank you for having
Until
me.
the next time, I hope you feel better. Get some of that turmeric jam and start eating that turmeric.
That's a good idea.
All right, Queen. Well, you have a good evening. Thank you for being here. Get well soon. Happy holidays. We'll be pulling up and checking you out. And we'll get some products to help support your business as well. Thank you very much.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, there y'all have it. That's my jam. Go out there and support that queen. Look up her website, community. This is our time, okay? And I always tell Black folks, especially all these folks that celebrate Christmas, okay, as we approach the Christmas days, find a way to spend some of your Black dollars with small Black businesses. You know, every year during the holiday season, we try to make sure that we impact our Black businesses. This is why this segment is so important as we continue to support our Black and brown businesses. Get out there. Okay, there's Black folks doing all kind of stuff in the community, selling products. Go support them. Put some of their dollars in there so that they can have a blessed and happy holiday season as well. We'll continue to put her information up. We'll get in our newsletter for the folks who tuned in late. Y'all missed out. I was talking about jelly. She talking about jam. I don't know. I'm going to make jelly and jam. I'm finding my pancakes and my salmon tonight. Okay, I think I'm having pancakes and salmon tonight. I'm going to try my own concoction. But again, go out and support the queen and make sure that community, we continue to back our Black and brown business. So with that being said, we're going to bring up our next and final hidden gem of the night, Miss Tanisha. How you doing, queen?
I've had so much fun just listening to y'all. Oh, I'm having a great time. And listen, y'all city is lit. I can't wait to come back to San Francisco. I was like, I couldn't even write down all the things to do. I was like, how do they pick where to go on the weekend? It's like 25,000 things to do. Good place.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you have organizations who are trying to be intentional, like the sister that just left, trying to make sure that not only our Black folks, but the community know where to go to connect with the resources. And I get a flag all the time. My people in Oakland and San Jose, they call me, why y'all always talk about services? I said, hey, all y'all got to do is sit over y'all events. We'll make sure the community show up. You know, it's called reciprocity. You know, they got to help support. But again, we're trying to uplift the amazing work, our Dreamkeeper initiative that's taking place in San Francisco. So many phenomenal things happening. Our mayor is still pushing. You know, folks are trying to make sure that the small amount of Black folks that are in San Francisco are impacted with resources, events, and things of that nature. So that's what we're trying to do. But we open up to the Bay Area and beyond. Folks, just send it over. Go to BSOTC events, okay? Submit your event. We'll make sure the community know what's going on. But we're happy to have you here. You know, it's always great to have coaches come on. You know, this is like the year of coaches. I see relationship coaches, teaching coaches.
Everybody want to coach.
Everybody want to coach. So I'm trying to figure out who's going to put me in the game, coach.
You can get in the game at any given time. Just take your own advice. That's the key to the coaching. Make sure you are living out that advice you're giving out. That's the realest part of it all. So what are we talking about? I want you to introduce yourself to the people so they know who you are, your business. This is your time to shine. I want to hear all the amazing things. We got a lot of things to talk about. So come on. We do. I'm listening to you. I'm enjoying. Listen, I'm a good listener. Hey, y'all. I'm Tanisha O. I am a forgiveness coach, as he mentions, and I get to travel internationally all over the world spreading forgiveness. And so in 2023, there were some women who spent 9 months carrying and birthing a baby, and me, I did this other little thing. I realized that I can't even show y'all what I did, but I self-published 35 books. You can't even see them all, but they're let me see if I can get y'all down. What is 35 books? That's it. They're down there. But here's the fun part, y'all. They're all on forgiveness. So right now, I'm in the middle of my forgiveness tour, traveling the world. I've gone to Dubai thus far and Cali. I was in y'all city, but I wasn't up where y'all are, but hopefully I'll get there soon. Minnesota, North Dakota, of course, Maryland, my state. I have all sorts of places to go, but I realized in my journey that people struggle any level of any issue that you have in your life at this moment. Unforgiveness is at the root of it, whether it's unmet expectations, whether it's resentment, anger, frustration, pain, abandonment, anything, money, all of it, the root of it is unforgiveness. And so I get to talk to people and connect with people of all ages and just share with them small little tweaks that they can make in order to support themselves. But the first part is always forgiving ourselves. And that's something that none of us were taught. Most of us, when I ask people, what were you taught about healing as a child? What were you taught about forgiving yourselves? Most people just shake their head like I wasn't, which is normal. But now we get to normalize it. And so one of the things I'll just start off to say, why forgiveness? Because I always get that question. Well, when I was 24, my mom called me on the phone. It was the day after Father's Day. And she was like, remember that guy I told you was your father? He's not really your father. And I was like, you know, what do you do with that information? And the sad thing is that at this point, we hear those stories so often that it's just a story that we hear and we bypass it. And I didn't know how to heal. The church wasn't very helpful because they were just like, honor your mother. They threw a couple scriptures at it. And that's good, but it's incomplete information. You got to give me some steps, some tools. How do I do this? And it wasn't until I recognized my children, the way they were treating me when they were off to college. And I was like, oh, this isn't working. And God was like, well, look at how you treated your mom. You taught them how to love you as a mother by the way you treated your mother. So parents, be mindful as your children grow up. You're showing them exactly how to treat you by the way that you're treating others, not what you say, the energy you give, all those things, it all comes back. And so I just went on this quest to really, really heal myself, forgive my own actions, forgive my mother, figure out how to forgive her, reconnect and have a beautiful relationship with her, and heal and restore my relationship with my children. And it was when I stopped being the victim and feeling sorry for myself that I realized my mom was a hero. She didn't have to tell me the truth. There are a lot of mothers who are not telling their children what they know to be true. And so I've shifted the narrative of my life and took control of my life. And here we are. Now I get to travel the world and support other people with their healing journeys as well.
Well, I'm glad you're here tonight because I'm a little petty, okay? I haven't got to the point of forgiveness yet. I got some issues, okay? I got some issues with some people out there. I don't think I'm going to forgive them.
You need to get about 10 of her books.
No, no, I'm actually glad that you're here talking about forgiveness, because we know in our community, with all the trauma, past trauma, family trauma, that takes place in our community, it is so hard to forgive and let go. And one of the big narratives that I was really pushing this holiday season that just passed and Thanksgiving, as we get closer to Christmas and New Year's, is how do we, as community folks, families, forgive for some of the harm, some of the hurt that's taking place, and how do we rebuild our families? And I really wanted to make it, known this holiday season. It's not just about eating food and coming together, but how can we have real conversations and have real forgiveness conversations for folks who may have hurt them, maybe taking money, maybe, we got hit with a drug epidemic. And I know a lot of folks out there, like, things happen when folks was on drugs, people stole stuff, things happen. I know people that's like still dealing with stuff that happened 20 years ago. And it's like, are you ever going to let it go? But again, I think it's very important, the work that you're doing, because I think this is something that we really have to like put into our community, because folks makes bad decisions, things happen, right? But how do you be big enough to say it hurts? I went through this, but I forgive you. I still love you, my family. So many of our families are destroyed, and when we talk about the holiday season, as I maneuvered around and just having conversations with folks, folks call me, man, I read your article about forgiveness, and I read, how do we heal and repair relationships? And, I've been trying to repair this relationship with my father, and he just won't pick up the phone. He won't talk to me, or my mom. And can you give us some tips? Because I want to know, I want to help some people tonight. I want to get your book out there. I know you got several books and things you're doing. I want to help people. Sometimes, everybody's not open to it. But again, if they can't forgive, how do we forgive ourselves? I think that's the most important part of what you talk about in this coaching.
I think that people have a misunderstanding of what forgiveness is because of the way it was taught to us. When we were children, if somebody hurt us, it was like, once they realized if there was blood, no blood, or whatever, okay, get over it. Say, I'm sorry. And then they just say, I'm sorry. And no one really pauses to say, are you good? Are you okay? How you feel about it? And so as we get older, those offenses get more and more egregious, and no one has taught us how to navigate these sensitive or uncomfortable situations. So the first thing about forgiveness is forgiveness doesn't equal reconciliation. That's the part, because most times people think that when you're forgiving, you're automatically going to become a unit, a union, or if you forgive them, it means that you're dismissing or ignoring however they treated you or what they did to you. And it's not true. So it doesn't equal reconciliation. The forgiveness is for you. It's only for you. The reason why you want to forgive somebody is not because you need to broadcast it. You don't need to tell them. It's so that you can restore the peace within yourself. So unforgiveness is like holding this hot charcoal in your hand. Y'all got the grill fired up, and you grab one of those gray charcoals, not the black ones. I'm talking about the gray one, the one that turns that hot one, and you're just holding it and you're expecting them to be burnt. No, you're burning yourself. You're going to have to release that charcoal. So you want to forgive them so that you can get inner peace. Forgiveness, and then you set boundaries. You cannot have forgiveness without healthy boundaries. That means that you might decide that you've forgiven them, but the access to your life has been denied. You don't need to have them back in your life. Forgiveness also means that you are taking control and accountability for your own life. Therefore, other people don't have to forgive you. Other people don't have to want to be in relationship with you, but it also means that you don't have to keep limiting and minimizing your life based on what they're willing to do or who they see you as. You get to decide who you are in life and let it be that way. And for people who are saying, I can't forgive someone because of what they said and what they've done, here's the question that I have for you. The question is never what people say to us. The question is always, why do you believe it? Because if somebody is saying something to you that you don't truly believe, it doesn't matter. If someone is judging you based on a version of you that was years ago and you've shifted and you've changed, you've outgrown that. And you're in a space where you can say, that's not me anymore. So if someone comes to me and tells that hurt them or whatever it is that they're accusing me of, if I have already apologized, but most importantly, forgiven myself for it, then I don't worry about what they're saying to me, because you can say anything you want to. I get to determine and decide who I am, and I don't have to keep running backwards to move forward. And so the forgiveness is a piece that's for you. But the biggest issue is people not forgiving themselves. So we should never forgive anybody before we forgive ourselves. Somebody comes to me and says, I'm really sorry about this or that. I'm going to take it under advisement, but I'm going to process my own stuff first. What did I stay too long? What part did I play in this situation? Did I hold what do I have to do? Did I ignore the red flags? First, I'm going to forgive myself, and then I'm going to go forward, because the truth is forgiveness and somebody asking, let me rephrase that. Someone asking us for forgiveness and they don't change their behavior. That's just manipulation. And that's not them truly asking for forgiveness. They just want you to say that you forgive them so that they can have some peace of mind and move on and keep doing them. So you have to set those boundaries very, very clearly, first and foremost.
I think a great thing that I take from what you just said is ownership. Mm-hmm. Ownership and forgiveness is so important. And this is something from my own experience that I've been learning. And I just want to, give a shout out, because Tanisha is my cousin. This greatness is running in my veins. So I've been able to have firsthand experience on utilizing tools for forgiveness. And when you say forgiveness, people can say the saying, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It truly is for you. And starting with yourself to be able to say, I forgive me for allowing this behavior. I forgive me for not recognizing I didn't stand firm on my boundaries, nor my expectations and standards. And I allowed this to come into play. However, not to doubt yourself and to try to be accountable for someone else's actions and to solely take responsibility for what they've done, but to make sure that you understand that what your part was in playing in the hurt for the both of you, and to be able to utilize that hurt to heal. I feel it's important, like you said, for self-forgiveness. What does forgiveness of yourself look like to you? What are some of the steps and tools that you can share with the community when people are trying to heal and forgive themselves in order to utilize that hurt to heal and move on from the situations?
So for me, it's, first of all, it's me being really, really honest with myself, not brutally honest, not harsh, not mean, just honest with myself, and really acknowledging the spaces where maybe I don't feel emotionally safe. Maybe something is hurting me. Sometimes we're in positions where people will say things to us or about us, and you kind of giggle or laugh it off, because you're just used to being the clown or being made fun of, and you don't want to stir it up. But being honest to say, I don't like that. You don't like something. This is no longer fitting me. Maybe back then it worked, it didn't. And so there's a lot of really, really candid conversations that you get to have with yourself. But the truth is, we lie to ourselves so much to make everyone else comfortable. A lot of times we don't even know what we really like. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have no clue. Like, I really don't even like this. Why do I keep doing it? So when you're working to forgive yourself, these are inner conversations where, like, maybe I say something and I'm like, ooh, I find myself beating myself up like, oh, I shouldn't have said that way. And then I'll just say, but you know what, next time I'll do better. I'll just say it a different way. I don't apologize to anyone unless I feel that I said something energetic, like my energy feels off by the way that I communicated to someone. I'm not apologizing to anyone just because they say you hurt my feelings. Because the truth is, some people just want to be offended, and I can't do anything about that. So, and I'm not telling you not to apologize, but I am saying when you become very self-aware, you're accountable for who you are and how you present yourself. And also, you don't make how other people feel your problem or your responsibility to coddle or to take. We're all adults. And even if it's a child, you can kind of communicate that. So forgiveness and forgiving yourself, you'll know that you're doing these things because you're more gentle with yourself. Your self-talk is far more understanding than always beating yourself up or always having something negative. One of the things that really supported me is I actually have a journal, and I have several journals when I journal every morning, but one of them is just my forgiveness journal. And so in that forgiveness journal, every day I write, I, Tanisha, forgive myself for, and if there's something that's uneasy or unsettled within me, I'm going to write it in that journal. If there isn't anything that day, which most days it isn't, I just write, I, Tanisha, forgive myself. I, Tanisha, 3 times. And if somebody has done something that didn't sit well with me, you're going to find yourself in that forgiveness journal too. Now, I'm not going to tell them that they're there, but that's just my way of releasing it. And the truth is when people are really resentful and angry and always having these different emotions within them, it just tells me what you think of yourself, because the same grace that we give ourselves is what we're able to give to other people. I'm a lot more understanding now that I've learned how to forgive myself. So how do you forgive yourself? Accept yourself exactly the way you are. That means whatever you did in the past, it happened. You can't change it. Grow from it, move forward. Change your actions, change your behavior, and move forward, and understand that some of the people you may have crossed or hurt may not feel the same. They may never think that you're worthy of forgiveness, but they don't have the power to decide when or how well you should be loved, if you should be loved, how you should treat yourself. You get to move on in peace. And so that's the thing. You got to take your power back by loving yourself. And stop waiting for other people to give you what you need the most. That's your responsibility. It's not my husband's job to make me happy. I make myself happy. He's icing on the cake. And I love my husband, as sexy as he is. It is not his responsibility to make me happy. That's my job, right? It is not somebody else's job to make sure that I am forcing people to pay me for everything that I do. It is my job to know my worth and my value. And I will tell you how much I will charge. And either you're going to pay it or you're not going to pay it. But my livelihood is not going to stop because you aren't. And no, you cannot pick my brain for free. I'm okay with saying no. I'm okay with making sure. And when you make the money that you want to make, then you can volunteer your time wherever you want to, because you have all the resources versus trying to guilt people into paying you. Like, we could take this conversation anyway, but when you forgive yourself and you know your worth and your value, you don't have no problem saying this is how much it's going to cost. And I'm okay if you can pay it or can't. And we can still be friends, but no, you're not getting the discount because friends pay full price. Like, these are all the things that we get to talk about. When you forgive yourself, you don't have the pressure to force everybody else to show up for you the way you should be showing up for yourself. I'm going to do it for myself. It's all right if y'all can't get it done. I'm going to do it for me. These 35 books that were written, they were written for me. I'm just sharing them with the world because I'm cool if I'm the only person for the rest of this lifetime that does all these journals. I got 2 for my husband, Forgiving Your Wife, and a father's forgiveness journal, 1 for my teenage son and 1 for my millennial kids. The other 31, they're for me. Y'all got to create things that you want for yourself, but that's what happens when you fall in love with you. Forgive yourself and stop expecting everybody else to coddle you. Just take responsibility for you, and I promise life is sweet on this side.
Now, Tanisha, you come on my show, talk about the conversation could go anyway. I'm glad you said it, 'cause I'm tired of validating people, okay? I can't do it anymore. Everybody needs an ego stroke. I can't be validating people, okay? I'm tired of it, but I got to go back to something, okay? Because I'm controversial, okay? I'm radical. I am the bishop, okay? But, you know, I heard you say something about ownership. And I think when we talk about forgiveness in the Black community, you know, one of the issues that we have with ownership is because Black folks don't own stuff. So how do we take ownership when we don't own a lot? Okay, we do have some ownership, but I'm always thinking about concepts, and I'm thinking about subconsciousness. And when you guys say this about accountability and taking ownership, and I think about my community, how does a community of people forgive if they don't have ownership? If we don't own anything, what makes us feel like we have to take ownership when it comes to forgiveness? I need to hear this.
You know, I just had this conversation about the Black community, and I am extremely pro-Black, all the way. Black Panther on my thigh, literally. I ain't lying. Like, I'm all about Black power. And also, our people have one of the biggest struggles is we think that somebody owes us something. Y'all, they need a lot from us, but ain't nobody coming to save us. They're not coming to save us. And we can't keep blaming everyone else for what we don't have. We get to build and create it. What does that look like? Pay your bills on time. Build your credit. There's a lot of people that have a lot of resources and a lot of people that want to do things. But listen, having a Cash App is not an official business, y'all. Get your stuff right. You want all these grants and loans and things. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be very serious. Like, and I'm not coming for somebody, but I am, because you want to build a legacy, and you're not going to build a legacy through Cash App. It's a great start. Yes, indeed. But when you get that money coming in, what you doing with it? How are you spending it? How much are you saving? What are you investing? You want a legacy? You create the legacy. I have to be the change that I want in my life and in my family. I bought my first house at 24 years old as a single mother of two, a teenage single mother of two at that. First house. That was a cute condo. A couple years later, I bought a 5-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom house, started my own business, and still a single mom. Listen, y'all, ain't nobody coming to save us. We got to figure that out on our own. And I know that the same thing that's afforded to me, I didn't have a golden spoon. My family has done okay, but I can promise you they was not rocking with me so hard as a teen mom because I made them look bad. You know, all those things, like we all have a story. And so when it comes to forgiving ourselves, we still have to say, what have I done for myself? Like, we waiting for these people to do fill in the blank. But what am I doing for myself? That's the first question. And if you haven't gotten it right, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up, but just make sure your first thought is not who didn't do. That man left me with kids. That man didn't do this. If my mama would have filled in the blank, my daddy was in prison. My dad, we all have a story. Y'all, I just told y'all about my dad was alive my whole life, but my mama told me he died when I was 2. I spent my whole life thinking somebody was dead. And by the time I found my biological father, he did end up passing away. I never met him. Like, we all have these stories, but still, what I can promise you is there are people who have come across your path, kind of like the seeds that I'm planting right now, or have watered, or the seeds that have already been watered week after week of y'all sit in these programs in different places. There are people that are giving you small little nuggets, and it's your responsibility to say, I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to reach out to that person because I see her email right there, and I'm going to email her and see what she can tell me. I'm going to see what resources. Some of us need to just figure out who we want to aspire to do some things like, not be like, but aspire to do some things like. See if you can get into a mentorship with them. How can you move around? With this project that I have right now, I have women who want to be forgiveness coaches because they know how much I charge, and they just on their own set up whole flowing in forgiveness tours for me. So guess what? Now they're with me constantly. They get to see firsthand what I do in the front, behind the scenes. Some of you get to do that. And I know you don't have extra time, but if you just stop scrolling on social media for a little bit, you're going to get a couple hours of your week back. Like, it's these little tweaks that we get to do. And I'm just here to tell you that it's going to start with you forgiving yourself. You can't change the past. Let it go. But you can learn from it. We can grow from it. I'm still learning and growing from the things that I should have said or not said, even yesterday. But I'm going to forgive myself quickly and move forward. So as a community and as a people, one thing that I can tell you is that other societies, yes, they stick together and they do things differently. But guess what? I've received that same love from our people day in and day out, day in and day out. The people who actually are supporting me on this thing, it's Black people, except for one girl. Everybody's Black. I'm rocking with it because I've given to them as well. So that's another thing. Are your hands open to receive? You keep saying nobody's giving, but are your hands open to receive? Are you asking for help? Those are some of the things that you want to really, really look to do.
All right, Coach. I'm not all the way sold yet, but I'm getting there, okay? You really be in, okay? I don't know, like a fisherman in the sea. It's getting closer to the belt. This catch is happening. I don't know. I need to get a shirt, though. I think I want to get a couple of those shirts. I like that shirt that you have on. I got to forgive some people out there. But listen, I got to go back a little bit because you said something that caught my ear. And maybe I didn't hear it right, but you said, don't care about people's feelings. What you say earlier about it's not about how they receive it. Because, we have a problem in our community where everybody plays the victim role, right? Anytime somebody says something, we just automatically jump in the bed. Oh, you said this too loud. It's like I respect all the people, but I'm just paying attention to my people, okay? We have become the most victimized folks when it comes to dealing with things. And I'm really starting to see this play out more in relationships, business relationships, partnerships, all of these ships are somehow failing because of the victimization of folks. We can't even have a true and honest conversation anymore. I can't even get passionate as the bishop when I'm talking to people. You got to come with a softer tone. I need to say, I don't know. Help me with this, because you said it don't matter how they feel. Just said it. But when men do it, it's a difference. So I want to hear about this, because I love that it's coming from a woman's perspective about just saying things. But when a man just says some things, I'm just telling you, it gets a little hard in the tunnel, okay? Help me get on the other side of the tunnel.
I didn't say I don't care how they feel. I said I'm not apologizing for the way you feel if I said what I said. Like, I will never apologize for what I meant to say. That might be the easier way to say it. I won't apologize for what I meant to say.
I think it's not apologizing for what you said, because I'm not sorry for what I said, but maybe my delivery, maybe the tone you took out of context. It's a difference, because I'm going to stand on what I said, because this is how I feel. And it's not for me to apologize if you have interpreted in the wrong way. Only thing I can say is I apologize for my tone, or maybe the delivery. One of the main things I feel can be taken out of context is when you're texting with someone, they might read it in the wrong tone. However, if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're passionate, like he said, you can be passionate, you can be over exaggerating the way that you're feeling, but stand on what you said. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, if you are reactive in something and you are coming from a place of malice and the intention in your heart is to hurt their feelings intentionally, then that's a different thing.
Right.
But
that's
I'm not going to apologize for expressing how something made me feel. If you get rubbed the wrong way because of how the impact on something you did to me, then that's a you thing, not a me thing. And I'm not going to apologize for it. And in that sense, I understand where that forgiveness can shift. I don't apologize for what I said, but please accept my apology for maybe the delivery.
If that's applicable. If it's applicable.
Most times it's not.
But most times it's situations where you practice it so calmly and you're like, okay, I'm gonna say this and they're gonna say that, and then you say it as calm as you possibly can, and they're still upset. In those situations where I think that a text message might be misread or something like that, a lot of times I'll send a voice memo, and then I know that I can go back to here and to check myself and all of those things. So not at all I'm not advocating for not apologizing. I am saying that when you work on forgiving yourself and you're self-aware, you are able to, there are times that I may apologize when somebody else wasn't even offended because my tone is really good, but I knew my energy wasn't. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't come from the right space when I did that, right? So I must speak up for myself. So I don't think that it's just a man-woman thing. I think that it's just us being accountable and self-aware to be responsible for ourselves and stop taking responsibility for how other people handle or feel or don't want to feel. They just want to blame you.
Well, Tanisha, I'm going to give you the first forgiveness before the end of this year. I'm going to forgive you because I've been triggered now. Okay. My blood pressure is elevated. You worked me up tonight. My health is going to be bad after tonight's show. So I'm going to forgive you and I'm going to forgive myself for getting elevated tonight. I think this is very powerful stuff. I'm serious about this. It's very powerful stuff because we need this in our community. We definitely got to get you back when we have our relationship conversations, some of the other stuff, because we got some hurt people in our community. And we look at what's going on right now, in this podcast industry, and you look at what's going on with relationships. Okay. The number one dominated conversation for Black and brown community right now is relationship. So there's a crisis in our community when it comes to relationships, engaging with folks, like I said, and there's some forgiveness behind all that trauma and pain. So I definitely want to get you back on that. And we're going to put you in, Coach. We got to get you in to have that conversation because we got some healing. Okay. I feel like we can't fix the relationships in our community if we don't have some forgiveness, some compassion, humility. I don't know. But I think that is what we need to have.
I think that if we just start with ourselves, just don't focus on anybody but yourself. That's it. That's it. That's it. Like for you, for anybody that's going through whatever. And I'm not saying that you just tell people, focus on yourself. I mean, it might not come out the same, they weren't here, but really just take some time to reconnect with yourself and really get clear on what you desire, what you want, why you don't have what you want. Give yourself what you want. You want dinner all the time out? Well, go get it. You want flowers? Buy them. You want that expensive bag? Get it. You shouldn't be asking for nothing you can't afford for yourself anyway. But that's a conversation for another day. But these are things that we get to be responsible for, taking care of ourselves and what we desire first and foremost. And then everything else, we just see it as a beautiful gift.
Very amazing, but I know it's getting late. You're on a different time zone, but just want to talk about a couple of your books, how folks could reach out to get your books. Are they on Amazon? I think it's very important. Definitely, we want to make sure that we highlight and support some of those books. We'll pick up some books that we can share them with some folks who may need some forgiveness over the holiday season. We want to support you, okay? I'm forgiving some people tonight. After tonight, the bishop, I will forgive you, community. All the ones who turn their back to me, I forgive you. All the ones who don't support it, I forgive you. I don't know. I'm doing some forgiveness. I'm getting it down tonight. I got some people that I got to practice. First, I gotta forgive myself for putting up with all this stuff.
That's the part. You just got to the most honest part right there. Forgive yourself.
I was going to say, maybe there's some books that you would suggest out of your 35. We do have an upcoming show this Sunday in regards to, the mental stability and health, and when it's dealing with families around the holiday season and things like that. A lot of things can be triggering. Like the conversation started off, there's a lot of unforgiveness in our own families. Mm-hmm. Uncle so-and-so, don't go too close to him because he's got that problem when it comes to the kids. And or auntie so-and-so, she's got that drinking issue, so don't trigger her and go off, and she did that thing that one year. So what would be some tools, and which books would be helpful around this holiday season when dealing with unforgiveness in our own families?
Yeah, one of the things is make sure you put yourself in emotionally safe spaces. Some of y'all don't need to go to the family fill in the blank. You might have to sit this one out. I've sat many of mine out because I refuse to step into something until honest conversations are had. So that's the one. Who do you struggle to forgive is a good one. Forgiving your struggle with addiction, forgiving people who reject you, for mothers, forgiving and overcoming mom guilt. And P.S. Forgive Yourself First is the #1 book. There's a book for forgiving your father, forgiving your mother, and forgiving your parents. For fathers, I have a 21-day journal for them. And for parents who are struggling with teenagers, there's a teen journal. My son actually wrote the prompts for that one, which was dynamic because he's a teenager. For people who just have a hard time feeling worthy of being forgivable, accepting the gift of forgiveness, forgiving an abuser. We even have forgiven church people because Lord knows that they probably have made their way to the top of many people's lists.
Oh, they're on the top of my list. All of the property pimps in the pulpit. Watch out, okay? I don't know. We got a lot of them. I need that book. Give me that book. Okay, I'm tired of these property pimps in the pulpit. Okay, yeah, I got to get that book. I need some forgiveness on that. I'm tired of these people in our community. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Somebody already. I forgive the person that kicked me out of here.
So funny. I have 4 or 5 different books for co-parenting, stepmothers, forgiving family secrets, bullies in your family. That's a popular one. Forgiving past money mistakes. Basically, if you think of something, it's there. So whatever popped out at you, that's the one you want to get. They're all 21-day journals. So you'll read the beginning, but then for 21 days, I'll take you every single day through a different topic and a different thought of the day. And so it's designed to take you out of the sunken place, get you to a place of at least beginning to decide who you want to be, how you want to connect with yourself deeper, asking yourself some of those questions that I was saying. And so there's something for forgiving your husband, wife, it's there. My mother-in-law got her very own book. She earned it. At forgiving the new woman and forgiving your ex. I got y'all. So forgiving friends, of course. There's a lot. I feel like I covered all of the main things that we struggle with. So if there's something that you're struggling with, and if you have my email or hit me up on IG and kind of give me a brief, like, hey, what would you get for this or that? I can tell you, like, oh, probably want this one or that one, or get 5 of them and then pick which one you want to do. Bishop, you could get a couple of these too. Definitely.
I need a couple because I'm feeling like tonight somebody done blocked me in their journal. That's why they not answering my phone. I've been asking. It's Giving Tuesday. I can't even get them to give me that. Oh, they got me in the journal. See, now I know, fellas. Find the journal. Secure the journal. See, Coach, you didn't know you was going on both sides of the conversation. See, I had to make sure we have a little both sides tonight. We got to keep it a little light, okay? Fellas, find the journals, fellas. Secure the journal.
Fellas, okay, speaking of fellas, can I tell you the funniest thing? Do you know what book men buy? The most popular book that men purchase for their significant other? This one. Forgiving Your Husband. Husbands always buy this for their wives. I was like, well, don't you want to forgive your wife? No. I just needed to make her forgive me. I ain't worried about it. I'm not mad at her, but she really mad at me. I was like, that one sold out really fast. So I think it's hilarious that men are all buying Forgive Your Husband, trying to force feed her to forgive them for whatever shenanigans has taken place.
Well, you got to make one other book, Forgive Your Wife for Not Being Submissive and Combative and all that good stuff. You got to... Where's the submissive women at? All the women that's operating their masculinity. We're going to forgive them, fellas.
Well, I do have Forgive Your Wife. It is there, but you don't want to go into that conversation on the masculinity. Isn't that what we had to do in order to survive up until this point? But that's a different topic for another day, Bishop. We won't go into.
We're going to invite you back for our relationship conversation. It's coming up.
Educational Thursday. She did an Educational Thursday segment just for her to break all of the 35 books down for you.
Well, I have to forgive all the ladies that's watching in my audience. Please don't throw any rocks at me, okay? I'm just
they done thrown them. Ladies, it's all right. We gonna be gentle with him this evening. He knows not what he says. He don't understand our plight, but we can all forgive and just pick one thing. That's all. I would say start with yourself, Bishop. Just start with yourself. Start with you, and everything else is gonna flow beautifully. I promise you that.
I'm taking deep breaths now. I'm going to pick up a few books and forgive myself first, and then I will forgive you, community. All the ladies, I will forgive you all for the hardship.
Somebody done hurt your feelings. We don't have to get somebody done hurt your whole feeling. Lady, whoever you are, my God, y'all got him in a chokehold. Somebody done hurt your feelings, Bishop. I'm sorry.
I'm picking up my book after this show. I'm picking up my book. Well, I know it's getting late out here. I want to say thank you for coming on. All seriousness to the side, we talk about healing, on this platform a lot. We big about, mental health and making sure that, we help change the narrative. And, when you go to therapy and when you start doing this forgiveness work, it's always starting about getting things off your chest. And that's why we believe so much in communication and having these conversations, especially when you're dealing in the Black and brown community, because we know these taboo conversations, these stigma conversations really impact our community. So it's always great to have a phenomenal coach like you to bring these talking points up through your books, through coming on here tonight, because we have a challenge. We get the families together, we have these issues, and no one really has a way to kick off the conversation. That's one of the things I've been really talking to folks of, like, how do we create these game cards, right? And we really bring healing in a way that we can open up the conversation to start the conversation. Because sometimes Black folks, we just give each other the old Wild West stare down, right? We just like, who's going to say something, right? So sometimes we need that card or that book to really open up the conversation. And then it also takes coaches like you to come on to be vulnerable. And we need more and more people from our community to come on to be vulnerable, to talk about some of the things that have impacted them. Because I think the more we have folks who look like us, Black and brown community, to come and really be open about some of the pains, the traumas, the PTSD, the things that have impacted them, I think it really is like a trickle down effect to our community, really start opening up people. And that's why so many times, when Io's here, different folks are speaking from a lady's perspective. It's always great because, I get these messages like, oh my God, it was so great to hear Io or this person talk about this. And I've been struggling with this. I've been dealing, and it gave me the boost of confidence to really open up the conversation or to feel comfortable enough to really bring it out and talk about it. So I think it's very powerful and phenomenal what you're doing. Community, get out, go find some of these books. Fellas, go pick up a book. I don't know, support. Maybe you did something this year. Go ask for forgiveness. Go buy the book. I don't know. Support the queen. And we want to bring this healing to our community as we end this year. I think this is a great time, and I think it's really important that you were here tonight, because as we get close to ending this year, I think as a community, as partners, wives, husbands, if we can end this year out and close it with forgiveness, with healing, with the opportunity to rebuild in the new year, so that we can start 2024 off with new doors opening, new beginnings, and new opportunities for community. So I think it's very phenomenal. Thank you for being here, Io, another great guest to bring here tonight. But before we let you go, I know it's late, I want to give you an opportunity to uplift some folks who supported you, give them some shout outs. Start off with your husband first. Okay, husband, where you at? We're going to forgive you. We're going to forgive her if she don't announce you tonight. But go ahead and give a shout out.
He's in the bed because it's 11:15 here. But yes, of course, my husband and my 3 amazing children that I have, just everyone. I'm really grateful. My mom, siblings, myself, first and foremost, of course, God. I'm grateful to myself for just being willing and open to do the work that I do. And every person who supported me, I get tons of love. This project worked because I asked for help and I opened my hands to receive the help. And I reached out to other people's communities and welcomed them to support me and help me. And I was willing to help myself. So I'm thanking every single person that's in the Forgiveness Lifestyle Tribe, whether it's a person that I met randomly, a person who shared their story, connected with me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to everyone, honestly. I'm really, really thankful. So thank you to you all. Thank you we're stronger together. That's my favorite quote that I have. We're stronger together. And this is just an example of that. So I'm really, really grateful. Thank you, cousin, for reaching out to me, inviting me. I'm so thankful for you. Thank you so much. And hopefully I do get up to where you all are to come visit and do some live and in-person work. That's like my best work. Speaking of your city, I was in Minnesota for the George Floyd, the 3rd annual George Floyd Memorial. And, that's a city that's had so much impact, but they've done a profound job. So I go into a lot of communities that are working to do healing work, all sorts of things regularly. It's part of what I do. And so I'm grateful to be with you all as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you very much. And we're definitely going to continue to support your book. And we're going to, try to get this into many hands that we can. We'll have our team reach out and pick up some copies. And this holiday season, we'll bless some folks with it. Definitely, you are now part of the Both Sides of the Conversation family. We need to get you to come back. We need some of these coaches, relationship coaches, and folks to come on as we continue in the new year to impact Black love, Black relationship, Black community. It takes all of us, and we're going to make sure that we get you back in there, and I'll make sure that we uplift you in our newsletter for folks who may have missed this telecast tonight, but we'll make sure that they see it so that they can support
and
you.
And Bishop, don't you go out there telling people that I said don't apologize. Don't you dare. Y'all say that so we can run the tape back, because I can see people like, this forgiveness lady said it's not necessary. I did not say that. Don't you tell people that, because I won't tell.
I won't tell. I promise I won't tell. I'm gonna start a war tonight. Okay, but I definitely want to get some of those shirts from you. Maybe a couple for some of the folks on our team. I like that. Who do you need to forgive? I think that's just something message, and I think with these affirmations and these slogans, that it's important that we remind our community that part of the healing and forgiveness is through starting with us. So, this is Men's Health Month. Man, to get healthy, we must forgive ourselves. Okay, we got to forgive ourselves and start with the mental.
Thank you for saying I did not. Thank you for clarifying. Y'all say that for your leader, your fierce leader, who gonna shift my narrative real fast.
Say louder for the people in the back, please.
I promise. No propaganda here. No slander in here. Okay. If you missed the show, you don't know what we talking about.
Don't you come out with no fake news. Don't come out with no fake news.
Oh no, we're gonna make forgiveness great again. Okay, we're gonna uplift forgiveness.
Yes, let's get us some hats.
Okay, we got a new shirt. That's a good one. That's a good one.
See,
Bishop.
this is why this is my favorite segment of the week. Okay, all week we hear all of the bad news, all the stuff going on, and then we get the coach to come on tonight. Put me in, coach. I got all kinds of things to say. Y'all leave the bishop alone. Okay, I'm not supposed to be elevated tonight. See, my blood pressure has now exceeded 120 over 180. Okay, y'all might be coming to pick me up tonight. Send the cavalry for the bishop tonight.
Do you know how funny that is? Wait till I go tell my husband my stomach hurts a little bit. Make forgiveness great again. Thank you for the wonderful laugh.
Hey, this is why it's both sides of the conversation. Nobody doing better than us. Community, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Hidden Gems tonight.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on. This always happens on a Tuesday. See, it was the reason why you went left. You had to get me before I go out here tonight. But Coach T, thank you. Get some rest. We'll be reaching out to you soon. Our team will pick up some books and we'll get them out to some folks out here and bless them
Thank you.
with forgiveness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, cousin. Love you. Thank you. Good
Love
night.
you too.
All right. That's it. Y'all heard the coach. I'm not apologizing. Let me stop. I'm not going to create no lie.
You gonna run with that one?
Hey, Coach, hey, Io, that's gonna be my new start of the thing. Hey, go back and look at my show. Coach, he said I don't have to forget.
That's your new introduction.
Hey, go listen to the coach. I don't know. All right, well, Io. It's been good. The voice is not here. We forgive you, voice, for not being here tonight. Where are you at? Where's the voice at? I don't know, Mark. We're looking for you. We're going to forgive you tonight, brother. Hey, the voice is out in the Virgin Islands enjoying his time out there. We love you, brother. We'll see you when you get back. Sister Io, give the community some forgiveness before we leave.
Mute yourself. Honestly, this is one of my favorite segments because we get to highlight so many influential and amazing people in our community and across the United States. You know, it's not just here in the Bay Area that we are reaching, but our community expands throughout the United States. And, you know, we're going global or international. Like Tanisha said, she just got back from Dubai. So we're taking our message international. Forgiveness, to start there, is so important for yourself. The self-healing journey. In order to be able to forgive others, you must start with yourself. And identifying what it is within you that sometimes cripples us from being able to forgive others and utilizing that hurt as a crutch instead of a way to heal. That's my jam. When I tell you guys about this product right here, this jam right here, it does so many more things than just to be able to spread on toast. It is a way, food is a love language to me. And it is one of the best ways to say I love you to your friends, family members, partners, wives, husband, etc. It's a way to share a piece of you with others. And I can feel the love that goes into each one of her products. And I love her enthusiasm. I love her reasoning for why she, even started the business. And I appreciate that she took the time to learn to do it organically. So she is not polluting our people and putting all those preservatives into us. So I really appreciate the product. I appreciate the contents, and I appreciate the creator. Thank you to both of our amazing guests this evening. Hidden Gems, like I said, is one of my favorite segments. And I just appreciate Bishop for this platform for us to be able to spread the word to the community and get all of these people on this show and to share some light onto their platform. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to pollute the community tonight. No, I don't know. I'm polluting the community, but hey, y'all know what it is. It's been a great show. It's been a long-awaited time. I've been off the air for a week. I've been trying to get myself back together as we close out this month for Men's Health Month. It's very, very important, and I'm just happy that we are still growing and flowing together as community. Again, these Hidden Gem segments are very important for our community to know where our Black and brown businesses are, where is our community leaders, where is our folks that are making positive impact to impact the community. That's the power of both sides of the conversation. When we talk about the Black and brown ecosystem, this is what we do. We're building it up right here, okay? This is where it's starting, okay? When we talk about healing, forgiveness, it starts right here with both sides of the conversation. We will tackle the taboo conversation. We will deal with the stigma conversation. We will uplift the people. With all of that being said, community, it is time for the benediction before we get out of here today. I don't know where to start, but all I can say is, community, you've been blessed tonight with two amazing hidden gems. When we talk about the queens of the community, we have one that is phenomenal, taking the fruits, the products, the earth, the nurturing that we have here in our communities and building the jam that you could put on your food, your bread, make a great taste, something that's all organic, something that is from the people. This is from your people. Go out and purchase some jam from the Jam Company. I don't know. It's always something that we could do to help uplift and support each other, and we will continue to do that. I don't know. Maybe tonight, break some bread, reach out to the Jam, get it shipped. The next meal you make, let's put something together. We talked about preserving for 1 year. Community, we can do this. Let's go out and support this sister. Let's uplift her business. Let her reach her all-time high. Get the land that she wants so she can continue to change the narrative when it comes to our produce, when it comes to the food insecurities that we have in our community. If we get behind her, we can make a difference. We can have our own produce. We already have our own jam. I got to get my jelly. I don't know. We got to make it all happen, but we will do this together. And then secondly, we had a phenomenal gym talking about forgiveness. One of the very hardest things that we have to cope and deal with in our community when trauma happens, when something takes place in our life, the hardest thing to do is say, I forgive you. Tonight, the coach was here, Tanisha, talking about forgiveness. Amazing book, amazing sister talking about forgiveness. I don't know. I got some people out there I need to forgive. I don't know. I'm going to forgive myself tonight. I don't know. I shouldn't be getting so amped up. I got to forgive myself because my blood pressure is elevated. So tonight, to myself, the bishop, I forgive the bishop on this benediction, okay, for elevating my blood pressure when I know I shouldn't. But community, when we talk about forgiveness, the power of selflessness, the power of forgiving yourself, the blessing to be able to relieve your forgiveness onto others is the most important thing. As we end this year, let's as a community come together and find out who can we call and forgive. I don't know. Maybe you did something to impact somebody's life at some time. Maybe you didn't know that you did. Make a journal list tonight. She said get a journal. Write down all the people you did wrong to. I got a long list. I got to forgive some people. I need some people to forgive me. I don't know. Tonight, community, I forgive you. If I hurt you, if I did anything wrong, please forgive the bishop. Maybe I said something to the pastors in the pulpit. Maybe I said something to the elders that don't want to pass the torch. Maybe I said something to the teachers that failed to you. I don't know. Forgive me. All I can do is be real and authentic and call out the injustices that happens all the time. Forgive me. Oh, bishop, I'm sorry. I'm going to start with that. Tonight, I've been elevated. Tonight, I feel love. Tonight, my energy is back. I feel like the old bishop, even with my blood pressure racing. I feel like I could get back to doing the thing. My brother Mark is not here. I forgive you for not being here to support me tonight. But I will continue to uplift forgiveness and healing in our community. We are looking forward to getting Coach T back for our relationship conversations. For all of the men out there, go buy the book. Ask your wife to forgive you tonight. We need some forgiveness in our community. With that being said, that is the benediction. Our next live show is this Thursday at 8 p.m. as we will continue every Thursday to intentionally educate our community. We have a phenomenal guest coming on to give information out to community. This Sunday, we're going to have a very powerful and impactful conversation. Yeah, I forgive Io now. She won't be here, community. We are talking about the stressors of the holiday. Okay, I forgive all of the people that have pressure on the community. Io, I forgive you for leaving me alone this Sunday. Yes, community, y'all have to deal with me all Sunday by myself as we continue to talk about the stress, the anxieties of this holiday season. As we know, so many folks are financially impacted. Going into this Christmas season for a lot of folks, we know suicide rates go up. We know folks economically impact their families tremendously, trying to put a smile on their children's face, sometimes overextending themselves. But we're going to talk about it. Let's find a new way to have some kind of support and understanding this holiday season, because we don't want the stress level high. Let's figure out a way that we can celebrate without the high costs and some of the things that impact families this holiday season. And both sides of the conversation, we're going to do our part this holiday season. We're going to be impacting some families and making sure we bless some folks to take a little bit of that anxiety and pressure off families. And we'll be definitely putting out a number of community resources. There is a number of nonprofit community leaders and folks that will be giving out toys to help some of our single parents and some of the folks who are impacted in community. So we are looking forward to that as we get closer to the end of this year and for the holiday season. So again, I forgive you all. Have peace. Have mercy on the bishop. I need it now. With that being said, we love you, community. We'll see you all this Thursday. Good night now. Make sure you guys come out, okay, to City Hall tomorrow at 5:30 for the Dreamkeeper Initiative. It's going to be very, very important information coming out. Get out to City Hall. We'll be in the North Court Light Room at 5:30 p.m. I'll see you out there. Yes, the bishop. I'll be sweating it all, forgiving you all. For all you people that's coming late tomorrow, I'll be saying, I forgive you for coming late tomorrow. With that being said, have a great evening, community. We love you. We're happy to see y'all. Be safe out there. Stay warm. It is some cold nights, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Have a blessed evening, everybody.